Well, hello everyone. I feel like it's been forever because I haven't posted a response. I'm late. I realize that. I'm very sorry, but I'll make it up to you by talking about the history of love. I'm going to preface this video by saying I haven't actually finished the novel. Unfortunately, I know. How am I supposed to have a discussion about a book I haven't even finished reading? But you know what? It's been done, guys. It's been done. I'm going to try my best to be as accurate to the plot line and to the story and do the story and the writer, Nicole Cross, as much justice as I can in this book response video thing that I'm making, but I can't assure you that it's going to be like that. So, without further ado, let's get on. For readers and book lovers and just literature fanatics who have no idea what this book is about and want to know, I'm going to say in just a few words that it is a book about relationships and love, and you know what? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna make this cheesier than it already is. The human experience. So the quite cheesy person that I am, just I'm drinking wine in a cup. This thing is gonna get just a little bit steamier than it already was. I think what's particularly poignant about this text and why it speaks so much volume to so many readers is that it draws on something that's fundamental in human interaction, and that's speech and words. How language, spoken language, mediates relationships, And yet, in that it mediates relationship, it still falls short. There are things that we cannot exactly verbalize. There are experiences in which can only be expressed through our actions and our relationships. So in one breath, as Cross is trying to tell us that there isn't a word for everything, and the other breath, she's using these characters' actions. She's using their relationships to convey what we as human beings, will inevitably feel in some way or another in some time in our life. The writing itself, is written in a sort of stream of consciousness type narrative for the most part. And, it's very simple and very easy to understand, and it's really not complex. Its simplicity is what makes it beautiful. This actually brings me to Wordsworth's whole thing and his preface to Lyrical Ballads. His huge emphasis on his poetry and his writing style is to mimic the language of men. So not only a language men can actually understand and people can read and people can appreciate without feeling so marginalized from the highfalutin words that some authors use, and B, it's the emotional, the language in which we can't actually verbalize, but we feel. There's this scene at the beginning of the text. The paragraph reads, and then the shots, so many shots. For some reason, they didn't scream, or maybe I could hear their screams. Afterwards, only silence. My body was numb. I remember I tasted blood in my mouth. I don't know how much time passed, days. I never went back. When I got up again, I'd shed the only part of me that had ever thought I'd find words for even the smallest bit of life. And right there, you get the central theme of the whole text. I guess I would have to say one of the central theme of the whole text, because there are tons. And that centers around our inability to really express a lot of our experiences, how most of our experiences are verbally incommunicable. That being said, there's a lot about the novel that I couldn't get past. It employs the trope of mourning. Mourning, it's a damn trope, at least in literature, because it's so overused. In the text Mourning and Melancholia, Freud stipulates that the mourner cannot let go of the lost object, and thus he completely goes through this fixation stage when he internalizes or he projects his grief and loss on another subject. And clearly that different subject or object in this text is Bruno. And it's just the fact that I realized that, I don't know, it's really not reading into the text when for a whole semester you've dealt with text like this because you took a class on morning. And like I initially said before, I read a novel that is exactly like this. I guess because I can't really get away from the fact that there are so many underlying themes that resemble the second novel, Fugitive Places. By the way, if you want to read a text that's similar, Fugitive Pieces, I couldn't really get into it. And I can't really appreciate the novel for what it is. So I think I need to step away from it, give it another few days, month, maybe a year, and go back to it, and then I can really appreciate the novel as an individual and unique work of art, which it is by its own right.